Now at 10, authorities investigate an officer-involved shooting which leaves a man dead in rural Joplin. Plus ways to trim the financial fat from your Thanksgiving dinner. And the city of Carthage turns up the lights with a sparkle in Central Park.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Neosho authorities bring multiple charges against a Kansas City man, including assault on a law enforcement officer. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. The charges stem from an incident which allegedly occurred yesterday at the Rangeline Road exit of Interstate 44. Lamar Davis of Kansas City has been charged on a 6-count complaint. Those charges include trafficking drugs in the first degree, assault on law enforcement, and resisting arrest. A request for high bond also indicates the defendant stands charged in Oklahoma with drug trafficking and resisting arrest arising from an incident occurring in Craig County on November 28th of 2023, in addition to other prior convictions for similar conduct. Authorities in Jasper County invest an officer-involved shooting which left a man dead. The incident happened about 6:45 Sunday night. Jasper County deputies responded to a disturbance in progress at a residence on West Fountain Road in rural Joplin. When officers arrived, a man identified as Michael Antweiler stepped out of the house with a shotgun and fired at a deputy. The deputy returned fire, striking Antweiler. The deputy then provided first aid until the ambulance arrived. Antweiler was transported to the hospital and pronounced deceased at 8:24 Sunday night. No other residents in the house were injured. The deputy, who has been placed on administrative leave throughout the investigation, was not injured.
Yeah, it's just a formality where the officer is placed on administrative leave during the course of the investigation. Of course, I always emphasize it doesn't mean that he did anything wrong or that we suspected he did anything wrong. It's just a part of our process is that we would put that officer on leave during that time.
Jasper County authorities called in the Missouri State Highway Patrol to conduct the investigation as an outside agency. A harrowing moment for a Kansas man. 18 bullets fired into his home in a seemingly random attack. He managed to escape injury, but his dog was not so lucky. Stephanie Manichi has more on the shooting, all caught on Ring camera.
Why does someone with that mental issue have a gun in the first place, and where did he get it?
Lucky to be alive after 18 shots hit his home Friday night, Kyle Walker sits in a state of confusion about this and why he was even a target.
The day following, I've tried to think maybe I honked at someone and he followed me home, or he watched me walking the dog here or something.
Walker says he was sleeping when the shooter started firing rounds into his home. He rolled onto the floor just in time for the bullets to miss him, but they riddled his bedding and the door leading to his bathroom.
Well, I heard the gunshots, but I didn't necessarily know they were gunshots at the time. It was just really loud noises. Stuff breaking, glass shattering, glass going all over the place.
Walker says he wasn't sure if the bullets had hit him or his dog Hound, but eventually saw a bullet in her and thinks another one ricocheted off his leg.
I had a decent amount of blood on my legs. That was all hers. There was a decent amount of blood all over the house. I'm not sure if she ran around after getting shot.
You can still see numbers all over Walker's walls and doors where bullets flew through his home, left over from the police investigation. Since the incident, Walker says he's had trouble sleeping.
I remember as soon as I laid down to go to bed, my heart immediately started racing. I remember a car door slamming, me and her both jolted up.
He also had a huge vet bill for Hound's injury. He says he's grateful to the community for their outpouring support in helping with that.
Well, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, we hit our high temperature today, actually just after midnight, at about 61 degrees, and our low will just continue to drop throughout the rest of the evening because since our high this morning, we've just been continually progressing, getting cooler as we head into the evening and overnight hours, with our lows bottoming out in the 20s tonight. Now, winds are starting to calm down. We can see only about 10-mile wind gusts throughout the area. After that, it's going to be mostly calm winds, and clouds have started to clear out too, but we've had quite a drop in temperatures since yesterday, with our temperatures reaching the low 70s for our high on Sunday, and then we just continue to drop throughout the day. Our high during the daytime hours got up to mid 40s, but we're just going to continue to get cooler throughout the evening, plus another cold front coming later this week. I'll have those details coming up.
Well, don't forget, our Feed the Four States campaign is still going strong. This afternoon, Ron's Supermarket held a food drive with all the proceeds going to the Wesley House Food Pantry in Pittsburgh.
I think what's so great about food drives like this is it allows people in the community a chance to also give. So we buy a lot of food through the Kansas Food Bank and through other sources, but this is a way that community members can help out those that need a little extra help this holiday season.
You can donate to Feed the Four States anytime online on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, shoppers are looking for ways to save money. And according to the American Farm Bureau Federation, this year Thanksgiving meals will cost 5% less than last year. But Thanksgiving meals are still up about 20% compared to 5 years ago. Shoppers can save money by planning ahead and doing research about grocery store apps or sites that have coupons. And also shoppers can opt for store brand products that may be cheaper than the name brands.
The rewards, and I'll give you like $60 or something. And always check like prices before you put it in the bag if you're trying to save money.
Harp's Grocery Store is one of the grocery stores offering holiday deals. With purchases of $100, shoppers can get a free turkey. All they have to do is scan the barcode on their app. Well, there are many places during the holidays who are serving up Thanksgiving dinners that won't cost a thing. And scan this QR code and head over to our events page on KOAMnewsnow.com for a list of places hosting Thanksgiving Day dinners. Keep in mind, some places, may require signups before you can attend. So check in with host organizations to make sure. While you're on our events page, make sure and check out all of the other events happening in and around the area. The HHPR Club at Pitt State encourages the public to take a walk in someone else's shoes. Today, the club hosted the Soles for Souls shoe drive. The club invited the public out to donate lightly used shoes for those in need. If you miss the opportunity to donate today, not to worry, the drive runs through the entire month of November. Tonight, hundreds of Carthage residents gathered at Central Park in Carthage to watch as the mayor and the Carthage Water and Electric Board president flip the switch, turning the park into a winter wonderland. This is the fourth year for Sparkle in the Park, a dazzling light display created by Carthage Water and Electric plant employees.
So I'm with my sister and one of my good friends, and so I brought my sister out because I'm home from college for Thanksgiving break, and so I was like, let's come and see the lights at Carthage, and then got to bring one of my friends with me as well, and so it's just really special to get to come with your family and your friends and hang out and take pictures and just have a good time.
Sparkle in the Park featured appearances by Santa, his elves, and the Grinch. We've got some advice from experts on preparing your car for driving during cold weather, and that's coming up. But first,
elect Donald Trump. I'm Cristian Benavides in West Palm Beach, Florida, with how Trump is unlikely to face any legal action over his alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election.
Kansas crossing.
President-elect Donald Trump is threatening to impose sweeping new tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China as soon as he takes office as part of his efforts to crack down on illegal immigration and drugs. He posted that plan on social media hours after the Justice Department announced it was seeking the dismissal of 2 federal criminal cases against him. Christian Benavides reports from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Less than 2 months until Inauguration Day, Special Counsel Jack Smith moved to dismiss 2 criminal cases against President-elect Donald Trump. Trump was accused of trying to overturn the 2020 election and illegally retaining classified documents after his first administration ended. In a 6-page filing, Smith acknowledged the Justice Department and Constitution forbid the prosecution of a sitting president, but he noted that prohibition is categorical and does not turn on the gravity of the crimes charged, the strength of the government's proof, or the merits of the prosecution, which the government stands fully behind.
Jack Smith is saying even the idea, as we've quickly read this filing, even the idea that this could be hanging over the president's head for the entirety of his administration, that's the type of burden that we want to guard against.
In a social media post, Trump wrote, quote, "These cases, like all of the other cases I have been forced to go through, are empty and lawless and should never have been brought." After the announcement, a U.S. district judge granted prosecutors' request to dismiss the election interference case. A decision in the documents case was still pending.
These prosecutions, from Jack Smith's perspective, are ending with a whimper, not a bang. And I'm sure it's a very, very personally disappointing day for Jack Smith. I suspect that if he had to do it over again, he probably wishes he had been given this mandate earlier on.
Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Smith as special counsel in 2022 after Trump announced his third run for the White House. Trump has been threatening to fire Smith as soon as he takes office in January. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Well, 2 other criminal cases against President-elect Trump remain in legal limbo. His election interference case in Georgia and the so-called hush money case in New York. Lindsay returns with a complete look at your forecast, and a little later, the Joplin Parks and Rec Department gets help for some of its trees.
A brick today and be a permanent.
Well, yesterday was pretty warm, but today pretty chilly, and we're just going to continue to cool off as we head into the overnight hours. Taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Winds are still gusting about 10-15 miles per hour, but overall it is going to be a nice clear night. Clouds have completely cleared out of here. We're going to be clear tonight and into tomorrow as well, though it's going to be pretty chilly with our overnight lows tonight dropping down into the mid to upper 20s. Now on Joplin about 28, Pittsburgh about 27, but it is still going to be pretty cold across the area. Now our future feels like, so this is what the temperatures are going to feel like with a slight wind in addition to that, so about 23 in Joplin, 25 in Pittsburgh, so not so bad, especially since we just saw those actual temperatures are going to be in the upper 20s. We're not feeling too much colder, but it does start to warm up a little bit as we head into Tuesday night and into Wednesday as well, with the feels like temperature more in the upper 30s, mid to upper 30s across the area. Now these are the actual temperatures Tuesday night, so heading into tomorrow, we're going to see these temperatures in the upper 20s, 27 in Pittsburgh, 28 in Fort Scott, Iola, Chanute, 29 in Yates Center, 30 in Sedan. So all of us are under about 30 degrees. Now, Tuesday for our high, we are warming up, and it's going to be mostly sunny throughout the day. So temperatures reaching mid to lower 50s. Not so bad out there, but clouds start to increase. So our overnight lows are going to be relatively warmer than what they normally would cool down to. So lower 40s to upper 30s across the area, 39 in Carthage, 38 in Pittsburgh, about 40 in Joplin. And then we've got another wind shift line coming in Wednesday, midday, mid-morning. We're going to see those temperatures similar to what we saw today. They're going to continue to drop throughout the day. So our warmer temperatures are going to be just about noon, about 50 degrees, 52, 53 in Grove, 48 in Joplin, but that wind shift line does come through, and then we're just going to continue to drop. And the same thing as what we saw today with our tomorrow lows in the morning, dropping down into the upper 20s to low 30s yet again. But we do warm back up slowly but surely into the weekend. Now, along this cold front, we may see an isolated shower or two. Slight chance. I've got about a 10 to 20% chance for these isolated showers later in the evening. This is going to be after 8 p.m. on Wednesday. You can see it's kind of just clipping our Missouri counties north of I-44, but really the trend for the rain potential has been trending downwards, so likely not going to see much. And by Thursday morning, we're going to be mostly sunny skies across the area, although we're going to be much cooler than what we are today. As you can see, temperatures in the mid 40s for our highs on Thursday. Lows going to drop down into the lower 20s. So we bounce around in the 40s for the rest of the weekend. Another cold front line coming in on Saturday, dropping temperatures again, but we do start to warm back up to near average or slightly above average temperatures as we head into next week.
Well, we've enjoyed some mild days this fall, but don't be fooled. Winter is just around the corner, and with it, falling temperatures. And these cold conditions affect not only us, but also our vehicles. The question now, do you have the essentials in your car if you get stranded? And we spoke to experts who shared crucial advice on how to stay safe and prepared in case you need roadside assistance.
Ice scraper, snow brush always comes in handy during the snow months, winter months, and as well as a good pair of jumper cables that can help you get going if your battery dies and get you back on the road to get it fixed.
Chabaria says colder temperatures also can cause your battery power to drop 35%. He recommends keeping jumper cables in your vehicle at all times. Well, the Joplin Parks and Recreation will soon put a cost-share grant from the Missouri Department of Conservation to good use. The department will use the Community Forestry cost-share grant to update its existing tree inventory, assess trees for risk in city parks, and prune trees in Campbell Parkway and Senator Ron Richard Memorial Park. Joplin Parks and Rec staff collect tree and forest information to make decisions about tree care that benefit residents and improve the safety and health of pruned trees in these areas. Well, still ahead, Coffeyville Community College football finds out its postseason fate. And Webb City girls basketball plays its first game of the season. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales, and Coffeyville Community College football won its regular season finale over Butler on Saturday. That gives the Red Ravens a share of a conference championship, and it brings their record to 9-2 on the season. But today, the Red Ravens find out that's not good enough for a playoff spot. In the NJCAA playoff selection show, Coffeyville finishes as the number 7 team in the country. Just the top 4 earn a trip to that national playoff, so Coffeyville was right on the cusp of getting in. All 4 of the playoff qualifiers had just 1 loss, and each of Coffeyville's 2 losses came against qualifying teams in the playoffs. That's Iowa Western and Hutchinson Community College. Well, that means that none of our local college football teams are still alive, but at the high school level, we've got 2 of our local squads left in the playoffs. Class 2, the Lamar Tigers, after going 5-4 in the regular season, have won 4 games in a row, and that gives them a berth in the state semifinals for the 4th year in a row. Lamar will host Bowling Green this Saturday. Winner goes on to the state championship game. These 2 met in last year's semifinal. Lamar won that one by 31 points. Bowling Green's got just 1 loss on the year. That was against Valley Catholic, who they then beat in a rematch in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, Seneca is also back in the state semifinals, this one in Class 3, and it's the 3rd consecutive season that the Indians have made it to this point. Seneca is undefeated, and its closest game all year was a 21-point win against Mount Vernon in Week 2. The Indians just beat the Mountaineers by 29 in a rematch of that game in the state quarterfinals. That was this Saturday. Their opponent this week, Lift for Life Academy, located in St. Louis. That semifinal matchup is also coming up Saturday at 1 p.m. Well, high school basketball season in the 4 states is just getting started. Even though several of our schools are not in session today, a few of them play tonight. We start with New Heights Christian Academy boys basketball. The Cougars lose their first game of the season. Final score 62-54 against Miller, who improves to 2-0 with the win. Then on the girls' side, this one goes down to the wire, but Seneca hangs on to win on the road, 49-46 over Neosho. This was the season opener for both teams, and this is a great way to start the year for the Lady Indians, who won just 2 games all of last season. And the Webb City Lady Cardinals also kick off their regular season tonight with a COC matchup against the Lebanon Yellow Jackets. First quarter is where we start. Yellow Jackets off to an early lead. Morgan Durbin gets the shot to go down from 3. Lebanon up 7. Cardinals clawing their way back into it. Kira Long in transition assists Caitlin Sinclair for the layup, but Lebanon still up by 6 after 1 quarter. Second quarter, here's Durbin having a night. Off the corner, she drains another triple. She had 11 in just the first half. Yellow Jackets lead by 11, and the Cardinals not going to give up easy. Jenna Schultz gets it to go here for 2. That jumper cuts the deficit down to 5 at halftime, but Webb City goes on to lose this one, 69-48. The final score in their season opener. The Cardinals will travel to McDonald County in a couple of weeks for the McDonald County tournament, and that's a team that won tonight by 21. Lebanon. Nevada has its season opener against the Yellow Jackets tomorrow, so very tough team we already know. Nevada's going to be looking very new this year too, so it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes down.
I'm curious, so the Seneca ladies have already started their basketball season. Has the men's team started yet?
Yeah, well, not yet, but it's getting
because a lot of their men are probably busy playing football.
That's right, yeah. It's a good problem to have that a lot of your basketball players are still playing on the football team because you're in the state semifinals.
Yeah, it definitely is a good problem. All right, well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Well, our highs on Tuesday reaching mid to lower 50s, but it's going to be sunny most of the day. Clouds start to increase Tuesday night into Wednesday. Mostly overcast skies with a slight chance of a rain shower on Wednesday along another cold front, dropping those temperatures yet again into the 40s through the rest of the week and weekend with overnight lows in the 20s.
Brr. Well, if you have a sweet tooth and love baked goods, tomorrow is your day. Tuesday is National Cake Day, a day to celebrate one of the most popular and diverse desserts around. There are countless styles of cake that people enjoy, including, of course, red velvet, angel food, and even upside down cake. You can join in on the fun by making a cake from scratch or maybe a box. And if you don't have baking skills, pick up a cake from a bakery to share with friends and family. And if you're on social media, share your love of cake using the hashtag National Cake Day. Do you have a favorite kind of cake?
I'd probably go with ice cream cake.
Ooh, like chocolate or vanilla or?
But a little bit of both.
Okay. I'm a lemon cake girl.
Okay.
I love lemon cake. Red velvet's not bad.
Yeah.
Final sports note?
Tomorrow, Missouri Southern women's basketball goes, they're already in Puerto Rico, but they start play down in Puerto Rico tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Exciting. Well, thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night and an even better Tuesday.